I'm sure there's been a moment in all of our lives where we wish we had been carrying a gun to help protect ourselves from a dangerous situation. For some civilians, the privilege of legally carrying a firearm is a reality, but it takes hours of qualified instruction and training to be licensed to do so, as our own Brian Skoronski discovered over the weekend.
Well, it's a crazy world out there, and people are always looking for added means of protection. So when Jeffrey Scott of Citizen Defense and Training Group invited media members from all around the state to experience his concealed carry course, 9 of us jumped at the opportunity. The first day featured 10 hours of classroom training where we tirelessly reviewed firearm safety rules, state regulations, and familiarized ourselves with the weapons and how to properly handle them. We all passed our written test with flying colors and moved on to day 2, the fun day on the range, for 6 hours worth of safety instruction and shooting. I began the class as an extreme novice with a handgun, not exactly sure what to expect from myself. But by the end of the day, felt more like Wyatt Earp and Tombstone during our tactical training, as did many of my classmates, which I think even impressed our firearms instructor.
We had an excellent group of folks that came out today. Obviously, some of them are very qualified, even before coming to this course. A couple others were very novice. They had never shot a gun in their entire lives. But after the 6 hours of their training, they qualified at 100%. Everybody got their shots on target. Nobody had any difficulties. They had confidence. I think we were leaving them with a confidence to really be able to go out there and do what they have to do if they're ever faced with a situation where they're going to have to use a concealed carry weapon.
So at the end of it all, we each received certification to carry a concealed weapon, but each had our own motivation for wanting to do so.
Well, it's something I've been looking for quite a while, since it was made a part of Ohio law. It's something that I've wanted to do. I haven't always had the opportunity to do it. And you know, I don't necessarily live in the greatest area. Sometimes, you know, maybe I have to take my dog out for a walk at 11 o'clock at night or something like that. It's just nice to have the option. It's not something I feel I would use every day of my life, but it's an option that I want to have.
Yeah, on Valentine's Day, our house was broken into. When I came home, the 2 gentlemen that broke into our house were actually at our front door. And I was afraid, to be honest. I mean, they didn't look like they were legitimate people that should be in our neighborhood, and they didn't look like solicitors. So I circled the block instead of confronting them, and they kicked in our back door. Thankfully, our alarm system scared them away, but you know, had I had a CCW, had I been carrying that day, I feel now, especially since I've completed the course, I feel confident that I would have been able to handle the situation, whether, you know, deadly force was needed or not. But I feel like that situation, deadly force probably wouldn't have been needed, but the fact that I had a weapon would have definitely made me feel a lot more confident in approaching them.
From CCW Training, Brian Skoronski for WMFD Newswatch.
Citizen Defense and Training Groups offer beginner, intermediate, advanced, and tactical training for law enforcement and civilians for a variety of weapons. All courses are $125.